सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्म उपनिषदम् माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत्। अनिराकरणमस्त्वनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरते यौपनिषत्सु धर्मास्ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेद व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओमित्येतदक्षरमुद्गीतमुपासीत ओमिति ह्युद्गायते तस्योपव्याख्यानम्। Now we come to the Brahma Sutra. संज्ञामूर्ति क्लिप्तस्तु त्रिवृत्कृतः कुर्वतः उपदेशात्. The creation of names and forms is by Parameshwara, by Ishvara, who is the Trivritkarta, the creator of the Trivritkaranam, the threefold combination. Upadeshat, because that is what the teaching is. Introducing this, on the page 587, Ratnabhava says, Utpattihi utpadana iti cha karyakartaroho vyaparo prasiddho. Utpatti, creation, utpadana, to create. Iti karyakartaroho vyaparo prasiddho. Utpatti is karya. That the created, is Utpatti, and Karta, the creator. So creator is the one who creates, and what is created, and the one who creates. Karya and Kartru. Vyaparo prasiddho. So one that is created is created. One who creates, creates. Utpatti, Utpadana. The creator, created, and the creator. Vyaparo prasiddho. These two activities are well known. Tatra jagadutpatti shruti virodha atitena padadvayena nirastaha. So this is second chapter, fourth quarter. Atidena padadvayena. The second and third quarters, the virodha, the apparent contradiction that about the creator, about Jagat Utpatti, about the creation. So, some statements of Shruti say things differently, appear to say things differently. So, whatever apparent contradiction was found with reference to the creation was resolved in the earlier two quarters. Samprati utpadana shruti virodha nirasyate. So now, with reference to Creator, who creates the universe, that also the virodha is possible. That is that virodha or the contradiction. Meaning that how you interpret the statements of Shruti. Sometimes the statements of Shruti lend themselves to a different interpretation. In which case, looks like it contradicts some other statement of Shruti. So this virodha, now Shruti cannot contradict itself because the whole Shruti is one body of language and there must be consistency in the pramanam, in the means of knowledge. So therefore, the consistency is important. This is Avirodha-adhyaya. The second chapter is Avirodha-adhyaya to establish that what the Shruti says is not contradicted by any other pramanam. First one is Samanvaya-adhyaya. It shows the consistency that all the Upanishads have their tatparya or purport in Param Brahma. That's what the Shruti, that is Shravanam. And by Mananam, by the reflection. So it is established in the second chapter that nothing else contradicts this. So Samprati utpadana shruti virodha nirasyate. As far as the Creator is concerned, there may be virodha or contradiction in the Shrutis that is now being resolved here. It says Nyaya Nirnaya in the last bottom line, Utpatti utpadanayadi vyaparo utpadyamana utpadagato siddhau. Utpatti utpadyamanagata. Utpatti is with reference to what is created. Utpadana is utpadaka, is with reference to the one who creates. Now going back to Rittaprabha, tatrapi sukshma bhuta utpadanam parameshwarameveti shrutishu avipratipannam. The creation also, there are two stages. First, the five elements are created in their subtle stage. That is called Tanmatra. So, Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Apaha, Prithvi, these elements, when they are first brought to manifestation, they are in their pure, unmixed state. That is called Sukshma Bhuta, meaning subtle state of the five elements. Tatrapi Sukshma, even with reference to creation, the creation of the Sukshma Bhuta or the five subtle elements is Parameshwaram eva, is on the part of Parameshwara. Iti Shrutishu avipratipannam. Then there is agreement among the different statements that as far as creation of subtle elements is concerned, only Ishvara carries out, nobody else carries out. There is a consistency or agreement in the Shruti. Sthula bhuta utpadanete. But now when it comes to the creation of the five gross elements and the Jagat, which is a product of these gross elements there, asti shruti vipratipatti iti. On that subject there appears a vipratipatti. So, different views, vida pratipatti or viparita pratipatti. So different or contradictory views are found in the Shruti with reference to creation of the gross five elements, or creation of the gross universe. Tad nirasarthamaha, to remove that contradiction, this Sutrakara says, Sanyamurti kliptistu, Trivit kurvataha upadesha. Rattava continues, Nam Rupa Bhedat Karna Bhinna Prana iti Uktam. Nam Rupa Bhedat, that Prana has one Nam Rupa, Karna, sense organs have another Nam Rupa. This is what was done in the previous two sutras. See, what has happened is that the Indriyas also are called Prana. Even organs of perception and organs of action also are called Prana in a Gauna or a secondary sense. Then there is Mukhya Prana, the Prana in the primary sense. So therefore, whether Indriyas also are Prana or not, that question would have been there. Te Indriyani tad Vyapadeshad Anyatra Shresthat. The previous sutra says Shresthat. So, from the different stories that are told by the Upanishads, how there was once a dispute among the different sense organs with reference to who is the best. Each one claimed to be the best. They went to Prajapati seeking the resolution of this. Prajapati said that by the departure of which one the body becomes as though dead, that should be considered as the Shrestha or the most exalted among you. Accordingly, speech goes away for a year and comes back and finds that this Sanghata, Karikana Sanghata, is functioning without, like a dumb person. The eyes go away and come back and realize, they find that this Pinda or the individual cell working without the eyes, like a blind person. The ears go away and come back to find that they are still functioning without the ears, like a deaf person. The mind goes away and comes back to find that even this Sanghata was functioning without the mind, like a retarded person. Then Prana prepares to go away. And as Prana prepares to depart, all the sense organs are as though pulled away from their centers, like a very powerful horse who is tied to the pegs, and when he applies his force, then those pegs as though come out. Similarly, sense organs also started getting uprooted from their own foundation. Then they recognize that they are there because of Prana. The Prana is the reason why they are there. Without Prana they cannot be. So Prana is declared as Jeshta, Shrestha. So this Prana is different, Indriyas are different. That was the conclusion. Vedashrutehe and Athahayenam Asanyam Pranam Uchuhu. Indriyas spoke to this Prana in the mouth. So that way the Prana is mentioned as separate from the sense organs. Vailakshanyacha. In Sushupti, in the deep sleep state, the Prana is there, the sense organs are not there. All of this show that Prana is different from other sense organs. So Ratnabhava says, Nam Rupa Bhedat Karna Bhinna Prana iti Uktam. Prana has its own name and form, and the sense organs have their names and forms. So names and forms being different, Prana is different from sense organs. Meaning name and form was the matter under discussion. The name and form of prana are different from the name and form of sense organs. Therefore, prana is different from sense organs. So when name and form is being talked about, tat prasangena sthul nam rupa klupti kinkartrukayati chintyate. Tat prasangena. That sthul nam rupa klupti, the creation of the gross names and forms, kinkartruka, who has created them? The names and forms, are they created by Ishvara or are they created by Jiva? Iti chintyate, this is now being deliberated. Iti avantara sangati. This is an additional sangati between what has preceded and this particular adhikaranam. So adhikaranasya vishayam aha. Bhashyakara now describes in the Bhashya the Vishaya, the subject matter of this particular adhikaranam or topic. Bhashyakara says, Satprakriyayam tejo bandhanam srishtim abhidhaya upadishyate sa iyam devata aikshata hanta aham imastisro devataha anena jivena atmana anupravishya namarupe vyakarvaniti tasam trivritam ekaikam karvaniti. So this passage is under discussion. There is a doubt or a question about interpretation of this passage. This passage can be interpreted in two ways. Therefore, there is a doubt which interpretation is right. So prakriya, Ratnava prakaranam, sat prakriyayam, sat prakarane, while on the discussion of sat, or existence, or Brahman. Tejo bandhanam srishtim abhidaya. The Shruti described and named this Srishti, the creation of Teja up anna, of the elements fire, water and earth. So having stated that these three elements are created, tadaikshata, tatteja srujata, apaha srujata, etc. So the three elements are created. And then upadishyate. Then the upadesha or teaching is imparted. What's the upadesha? Sayam devata aikshata. This devata, Sat, the devata called Sat, again deliberated. Hantaham imaha tisro devataha anena jivena atmana anupravishya. Say Ratnava, Hanta means idanim. Now, imaha tisro devataha sukshmaha anupravishya. Devata means the three elements in their subtle state, anupravishya, entering them. The Nyaya explains it in a little more detail. Idanim aham. So Hanta means idanim aham imaha yathoktaha tejo bandhanakhya tisra devataha. See, when the elements are in the subtle state, they are not available for any transaction. What is subtle? That which cannot be perceived by sense organs. So, we have this tangible world before us. We can transact with it. If I hit this table, then there is a reaction from the table. If I strike against the wall, also it will, it will retaliate. So there is solidity or tangibility in this creation. That means that the creation is not subtle. Subtle means like air or like space. Nothing happens. But here something happens. That means that these elements are tangible. They are not subtle elements. They are gross elements. Therefore, from this subtle, the grossification must have taken place. So, aham, idanim aham, imaha yathokta, tejo bannakhya, tisro devataha. The three devatas, the three elements which have been mentioned so earlier. Vyavahara apekshayam. Since we want to interact with the three elements, therefore, they cannot be in the subtle state, they should be in the gross state. Anena jivena atmana. See, anena is pratyaksha. By this, as this jivatma. Anena purusustau anubhutena aduna smrutena jivena atmana. This Devata, Brahman or Parameshwara recollects how things were in the previous creation, the previous cycle of creation. Purva Sustau Anubhutena, what was experienced in the earlier Kalpa, earlier cycle of creation. Aduna Smrutena, that is what is brought to the memory, that this is how the elementary names and forms were. So that's how they should be. Jivena Atmana, that I was a Jiva at that time. So that Jiva, as Jiva I entered these three elements. How do you enter? Buddhyadi matra bhuta, buddhyadi bhuta matrayam adarshe mukhavat anupravishya. So Bhashyakara explained at that time in the Bhashya of Chhandogya that pravesha or entry is nothing more than our face being reflected in the mirror. So face has entered the mirror as though the sun gets reflected in a pool of water. May look like the sun has entered the water. Similarly, being reflected. So buddhyadi bhutamatra, being reflected in the buddhi, etc., which are products of the subtle elements, is called pravesha. Adarshe mukhavat anupravishya, just as the face enters the mirror, so also means by reflected, I will also get reflected, enliven this buddhyadi sanghata. Nam rupe vyakarvani, nama cha rupam cha te nam rupe vyakarvani. So, vispashtam asamantat karvani, I will clearly bring them to manifestation. How will you do that? Idam asya nama, idam cha rupamedi spashtam karvani. This is name, this is called clock, it has this form, thus vyakarvani, vispashtam akarvani karvani, I'll bring them to clear manifestation. Evam ikshitva. Then, tasam trivudam ekaikam karvani iti. Punarpi devata vyavaharatam iksham chakara iti. This devata further continued the iksham or deliberation. Tasam trivudam ekaikam karvani iti. Says Nyaya Tisrunam Devatanam ekaikam devatam trivudam tejo bannatmana triyatmikam karvani. Triyatmikam karvani. So Tisrunam Devatanam, of these three elements. Ekikam devatam, each individual devata of the element. Trivutam trivutam, trijo bandhatmana tratmikam tratmikam karvani. Each one will be made threefold, threefold. So element space will have the aspects of, element 5 will have aspects of water and earth. Element earth will have aspects of fire and water. Water will have the fire and earth in there. So one explanation was 2/3 and 1/3. That each element is 2/3 part is kept separate. The 1/3 is divided into 2, 1/6 and 1/6. That 1/6 is given to the other two elements. That's how each element is 2/3 of oneself, 1/6 of the other two. We said 50% of itself and 1/4 of the other two, whatever it is. So Tratmikam Karvani Tathacha Sthula Bhuteshu Vyavahara Siddhi. That's how the Vyavahara, the interaction, the transaction will take place with reference to the gross entities. Nyayana continues, Nam Rupa Vyakaranam Vishayikritya Anena Jivanidhyasya Vyakarvana Ityanena Va Anupravishnane Va Sambandha Sambhavanaya Aha Sandehamaha. Nam Rupa Vyakaranam Vishayikritya. Now we have to do Vyakaranam, the clear manifestation of Nam Rupa, of names and forms. Anena Jivena, as this Jivatma. Vyakaranayati anena va anupravishyati anena va sambandha sambhavanaya. Anena Jivena Vyakaravani, anena Jivena anupravishya. Both this anvayas are possible. If you take anena jivena anupravishya, interpretation will be one, anena jivena vyakaravani, interpretation will be different. Anena jivena vyakaravani, then jiva becomes vyakarta. But jivena anupravishya aham vyakaravani, I will enter this as jivatma and then I will bring to manifestation, then Paramatma becomes vyakarta. Sri Nyayana Bhautika Srishti Shruti Virodhi Nirasena. So different statements of Shruti, particularly Chhandogya says the 3 elements are created, Taitya says 5 elements are created. There seems to be apparent contradiction. So Bhautika Srishti Shruti Virodhi Nirasena, by the elimination of the virodha, the contradiction that appeared between these two Shrutis. Parasminneva tat karane brahmani samanvaya sadhanat. That ultimately parasmin karanam, the supreme cause is Brahman. Janmad yasya yataha. The one from whom there is janmadi, that is Brahman. And so Brahman remains the ultimate karanam, supreme cause. Samanvaya sadhanat. So this pada also establishes that Brahman is the ultimate cause. Padadi sangati, therefore that addition, this means sangati. Avandara sangati is nama rupa, पूर्व पक्षे जीवस्येव भौतिक सृष्टि कारणत्वात् तस्मिन्नेव समन्वयात् ब्रह्मणि तत् असिद्धि. Purva Paksha wants to say that it is not Brahman but Jiva has created the universe. So then Samanvaya is in Jivatma. Siddhante parasyevata dhetutvat tatrevata siddhi. In Siddhanta, no, Param Brahma is created. Therefore, that is where Samanvaya is. Iti Abhisandhaya, keeping that in mind, Purupakshamaha, the Purupaksha is stated now. Or going to Ratnaprabha. Hanta means Idanim, Devataha, Sukshmaha, Anupravishyati Sambandha. Devataha, Anena Jivena Atmana Anupravishya. Anupravishya is separated. So, Anupravishya we should go with Devataha. Devataha, Anupravishya, entering these Devatas. तासाम त्रिभुतम एकैकाम करवाणे तासाम तिसृणाम देवतानाम एकैकाम देवताम तेजोबन्धात्मना त्रयात्मिकाम करिष्यामीति. Each element I will make threefold. In each element there will be all the three elements. In Shruti Panchikaran Upalakshanaartha, this discussion we already went through. The Trivut Karanam here stands for Panchikaranam. Chhandogyepi Akashvayoho Upasamharasya Uktatvat. Earlier Brahma Sutra that we already discussed, how we should include the other two elements also in Chhandogya. Understand that even though Chhandogya specifically mentions only the creation of three elements, we should understand that the creation of space and air also is implied there. एवं स्थूलीकृतेषु भूतेषु प्राणिनां व्यवहारः सेत्स्यति. Thus, when the elements are grossified, then the vyavahara, the interaction will be possible. Iti paradevataha tatparyam. So this was the reason why paradevata grossified the three subtle elements into three gross elements. Jivaniti padasya व्याकरवाणिति अनेन संबंध संभाव संभव असंभवाभ्याम संशयमाह. So अनेन जीवेन व्याकरवाणि अनेन जीवेन अनुप्रविश्य. Both of these connections are possible. So whether अनेन जीवेन व्याकरवाणि, is that how the connection is? Then jiva becomes a vyakarta. Or अनेन जीवेन अनुप्रविश्य, entering the jiva. Then the paradevata becomes vyakarta. So sambandha sambhava asambhavabhyam. Whether this sambandha anena jivana vyakarvani is sambhavita, is possible or not possible. Possible conclusion is one kind, that jiva is the creator. If that sambandha is not possible, conclusion is different, Ishvara is the creator. Therefore, samshayamaha, therefore the doubt arises, tatraiti. So says Bhashyakara, tatra samshayaha. So when both these possibilities are there, then this samshaya, this doubt arises. Kim जीवकर्तृकम् इदम् नामरूप व्याकरणम् आहोस्विद परमेश्वर कर्तृकमिति. Then the doubt is whether these names and forms are created by Jiva or are they created by Ishvara. Say Ratnavara, Purupakshe Jivasyeva Bhautika Sastutvat Brahmana Sarva Sastutva Asiddhi. If Jiva has created part of the universe, then Brahman is not the creator of the entire universe. Then what happens? Brahman will not be the Upadana Karanam of the entire universe. Then knowing Brahman, you will not know everything. That's the Purva-paksha. Siddhante tat siddhi. But Siddhanta says that no, even the Vyakarana of name and form also is on the part of Brahma. Never, Brahman has created everything and Brahman is a material cause. Thereby knowing Brahman, everything as well becomes known. Ratnavara continues, Jivena ityasya Vyakarana iti pradhana kriyapadena sambandhari Purva-paksham aha. Vyakarvani is the kriyapada. Anupravishya is not is actually is gerund, meaning that it shows a kriya is complete. But Vyakarvani, I will clearly bring the manifestation, is kriyapada here. So Purva-pakshi says, with that kriyapada, they should be joined. Jivendasya Vyakarvani pradhana kriyapadena sambandha. Jivena Vyakarvani, this is how the sambandha should be. That's what the Purva-pakshi says. Iti Purva-pakshamaha, that's the Purva-paksha. Says Bhashyakara, Tatra praptam tavat jivakartrakameva idam nama rupa vyakaranam iti. Purva-pakshi says, then this is what our position is. Tatra praptam tavat jivakartrakameva idam nama rupa vyakaranam. Our conclusion is that idam nama rupa vyakaranam, this manifestation of name and form is jiva kartrukam, is the creation of jivatma. Says Nyaya jivanidasya praveshyadani sambandhat na jivasya vyakartrutvam. So we tell him that, well, anena jivana should be connected to anupravishya and not to vyakarvani. Then how do you say that jiva is created? So says kutaha. How do you say that? Either how do you say that this is implied? The word jivena should be connected to anupravishya. In that case, the vyakaranam or the manifestation is still on the part of the paradevata, Brahman. So how do you say that jiva is created? Then he explains. Kutaha anena jivena atmana iti visheshanat. Because of visheshanam, qualifying statement, anena jivena atmana, as this jivatma I will enter. So as this jivatma I will bring the manifestation. That can be connection. Says Nyaya, kriyapadasya pradhanyat tena anyesham anvayat jivena iti asya vyakarana iti anya sangati iti. Kriyapadasya pradhanyat. In a sentence, the kriyapada, the verb occupies a primary position. Tena anyesham anvayat. Everything must be adjusted according to the verb. Rama is going to forest. Rama goes to forest. Then goes becomes the primary thing. Then everything should be adjusted around that. Who goes? Rama goes. Where does he go? To forest. With whom? With Lakshmana. So in a sentence, the anvaya, the prose order is all basically decided by the kriyapada, by the verb. So in this statement also, the verb is vyakarvani. I will clearly bring to manifestation. Then who will bring, how will they bring, etc. So everything revolves around that kriyapada. Kriyapadasya pradhanyat ten anyesham anvayat. All words should be connected to kriyapada. Directly or indirectly, all the words of a sentence should be related to Kriyapada of the verb. Jivanidasya Vyakaranityana Sangati. The Purva Pakshi says that Jivena, Anena Jivena Vyakarvani, that Jivena also must be connected to Vyakarvani. Again continues Nyayana Sayam Devata Upakramya Vyakaranayati Uttama Purusha Prayogat Devataya Vyakartrutam Na Jivasya. We see, look, Vyakarvana is the first person. I will bring the manifestation. Who is that first person? The person that is mentioned all along is the Para Devata, Supreme Devata, Sat or Brahman. So Sayam Devata is Upakramya. The beginning was made with Sayam Devata, that this Devata. Vyakaranati Uttama Purusha Prayogat. Then I will bring the manifestation. The first person is shown here. Devatayaha Vyakartrutvam Na Jivasya. Then we say that Devata is the Pradhan here. Therefore, the creation is on the part of Devata, not on the part of Jiva. Because of the use of the first person. Vyakarvani. Sayam Devata Aikshat. That Devata deliberated. That I will bring the manifestation. So whoever deliberated is the one that created. Says, no. Upacharat Uttam Purusha Prayogam Drishtantana Darshayati. You can use the first person also in a different sense. Even though you have not yourself done something, you can still say that I have done it. This fellow says, I did 85 miles an hour. He was riding the car. The car was going at 85 miles an hour. He said, I did 85 miles an hour. So the motion of the car is superimposed upon oneself, and one claims that I did. He was sitting doing nothing. During the trip for 100 miles, he did not even move from his seat. He did not move at 85 miles an hour. The car did. But he said, I moved at 85 miles an hour. So how the action performed elsewhere is superimposed upon oneself, and that way the first person can be used. So, Upacharat Uttama Purusha Prayogam Drishtantena Darshayati. So, Bhashyakara shows with Drishtanta how the use of the first person is possible in a secondary sense also. Anena iti. So, Yatha iti. Bhashyakara says, Yatha loke charena aham parasainyam anupravishya sankalayani iti evam jatiyake prayoge charkartruttvameva charkartruttvameva sat Sainya Sankalanam Hetu Kartrutvat Raja Atmane Adhyaropayate Sankalayane Iti Uttama Purusha Prayogena Evam Jiva Kartrukameva Sata नाम रूप व्याकरणम हेतु कर्तृत्वात् देवता आत्मनि अध्यारोपयति व्याकरवाणी इति उत्तम पुरुष प्रयोगेण Interesting examples, yatha loke, just as in our day-to-day life. The king thinks like this. Charena aham parasainyam anupravishya. I will enter the enemy ranks. I will enter the army of the enemy. How will you enter? Charena, through a spy, through a scout. So even though it is a spy that enters, so what he wants to do is, he wants to get an estimate of what the enemy's army is. How many people are there? What are the ranks? That's what he wants to know. He won't go, he sends the scout or sends the spy. So king says, as spy, I will enter the enemy ranks and I will get an estimate. Even though, so, Charinaham parasainyam anupravishya, having entered the army of the enemies, Sankalayani, I will count or estimate. So he wants to count or estimate the enemy, the army of the enemy. Evam jatiya ke prayoga. So this is what the king says. I will enter their army and I will count them, estimate them. I will enter as through my scout, through my spy. Iti prayoge. Char kartrukameva sat sainya sankalam. Actually, sainya sankalam, the counting or estimate of the army of the enemy has been created really by a chara or a scout. But still, king says, I did it, I defeated it, even though his army had defeated. But the defeat of the victory of the army is attributed to victory of the king. Akbar won the war. Akbar never came to the battlefield, but he won the war still through his commanders. Hetu kartrutvat, because he is the one who is the directing agent. The chara or the scout did not go on his own. He went because he was so prompted or so directed by the king. So therefore, king is a hetu karta. He is not the karta but hetu karta. He is the one who causes this to happen. So really, if something happens, if the army wins, then the victory goes to king. Army loses, the defeat also goes to king. Even the king may not have fought. Because king is the one who directs them to fight. Hetu kartrutvat raja atmani adhyaropayati. Therefore, the counting or estimating of the enemy ranks, the Raja superimposes upon himself, takes it upon himself. Sankalayani iti uttama purusha prayogena. He says, I will count. So, he takes upon himself the credit for the act of counting, even though actual counting is done by a scout. So this is used. In our day-to-day life, this kind of usage is seen. That actually what is done by one is claimed by somebody else. Evam jiva kartrukameva sata namro vyakaranam. Similarly also, the Purva Pakshi says the actual vyakaranam, actual manifestation of name and form is done by jiva. Hetu kartutva devata atmani adhyaropayati. But devata takes the credit for that, even though the actual manifestation is done by jiva. Devata says, I did it. As jiva, through jiva I did it. Vyakaraneti uttama purusha prayogena. So by using the first person, the devata claims the credit for something that in fact jivatma has done. Just as the king takes the credit for something that a spy or a scout has done. So also here, the Paradevata takes the credit for what the Jivatma has done. So that's what Ratnam also said, Paradevatayaha akartrutve katham uttama purusha prayoga iti ashankya prayojakatvat kartrutva upachara. So even though Paradevata itself did not do that, how did it claim that I did it? So, prayojakatvat, because it actually directed. It employed this one to do that. And so, kartrutva upachara. The secondary sense, the kartrutva is in the Raja. Primary sense, kartrutva is in scout. In secondary sense, kartrutva is in Raja, the king. Here also, for Vyakaranam, in primary sense, the kartrutva is in Jivatma. In the secondary sense, it is in Paramatma. So Paramatma becomes the creator in a secondary sense, but still uses the first person, I did it, or I will do. Says Nyaya Nirnaya on the page 589, Jivasya praveshtutvam brahmana vyakartutve angikare samana kartukatva abhavat tva pratyaya virodhaschadi bhava anupravishya. There is a tva pratyaya there. So anupravishya vyakarvani, having entered, I will bring to manifestation. That means it is done by the same entity. The one who entered is the entity that actually brought to manifestation. So, Jivasya praveshtutvam. If you say that entry is by Jiva and Vyakarana is by Brahman, then this Tva Pratyaya which requires that same Karta must be there, that will be contradicted. Virodhasyat. Nadi samudradi Vyakarane Jivas ayogyatvad Brahmanas-tatra kartruta iti ashankya anumanamaha. How can Jiva create Nadi Samudra? The rivers and mountains, etc. How can Jivatma create? Therefore also to accept that Brahma is the creator, to that anumanamaha. The Purva Pakshi says on the page 589, Apicha Dittha Davittadishu Namasu Gatasharavadishu Cha Rupeshu Jivascha Eva Vyakartritvam Drishtam. Abhisha further, Dittha Davittadishu. Dittham, what is Dittham? A wooden elephant. Davitha, a wooden deer. Dittha, Davitha, they are all toys, Namasu. So this, something is made, he calls this elephant. Something else is made, he calls a deer. So this Namakaranam, the imparting of the names is done by a human being. Ghata Sharavadishu Rupeshu. Then Ghata will be this particular form. Shara plate will have a different form. All this assignment also is done by a Jivatma. Jivasya Vyakartatvam Dushtam. You don't find Paramatma coming and saying that this will be called pot, this will be called cloth, this will be called... So it's Jiva who says that. So it's Jiva who assigns names to things, and Jiva also creates corresponding forms corresponding to those names. Therefore, the Purva Pakshi continues, Tasmat jiva kartrukam idam nama rupa vyakaranam ityevam prapte abhidhatte sanya murti kluptistu trivit kurvatah upadeshad. No, now the sutra comes. So far there was a bhumika of the sutra. So therefore, tasmat jiva kartagya nāru vyākaranam evam prapte. So when this position arises that by this line of argument, the Purva Pakshi says that or establishes that the Vyakarana manifestation is by jiva. Evam prapte, when this situation arises, brūmaha or abhidatte, the Sutrakara says this, sanya murti kluptistu iti. Klupti, the creation, arrangement of sanya murti. Sanya means name or designation. Murti means shape. Designation, shape, the arrangement is on the part of Ishvara, not the part of Jiva. भौतिक सृष्टि स्तुतिषु विरोधात् न सर्वकारण ब्रह्मे समन्वय सिद्धि पूर्व पक्ष अनुद्य सिद्धांत है. सो पूर्व पक्ष इज लौकिक सृष्टि स्तुतिषु विरोधात्. भौतिक सृष्टि there is a virodha and therefore Brahman is not sarva karanam iti. Sutram padasha vibhajate. The sutra is explained word by word by Bhashyakara. Bhashyakara says, Tu shabdena paksham vyavartayati sanya murti kluptistu. That tu shabda in the sutra is paksham means purva paksham vyavartayati. It refutes the purva paksha, it refutes the view of the opponent. Then further, sanya murti kluptiriti nama rupa vyakriya ityetata. Very different words are used. Sanya murti klupti. What it means? Nama rupa vyakriya. It is the manifestation of name and form. Sanya means name. Murti means form, and klupti means karanam or the vyakaranam. In this case, the manifestation of name and form. Trivit kurvataha iti parmeshwaram lakshayati त्रिवृत् करणे तस्य निरपवाद कर्तृत्व निर्देशात्. So Trivut Kurvatah, Trivut Kurvatah is 6 case. The klupti on the part of the one who brought about the threefold combination. Iti Parameshwaram Lakshayati. So that is Parameshwara. So instead of saying Parameshwarasya, Trivut Kurvatah. Because as far as Trivut Karanam, the threefold combination is concerned, there is no question. Sayam Devata Aikshata. Nobody else is mentioned there. Is the Devata or Param Brahma alone that is mentioned as carrying out the Ikshanam or deliberation. Therefore, that these three elements are created by Param Brahma or Parameshwara, there is no doubt. So rather than saying Parameshwara, the Sutrakara says Trivut Kurvatah. By the one on the part, the one on whose part the Trivut Karanam has taken place, that is Parameshwara. So it shows that there is an agreement as far as that aspect is concerned. Parameshwaram lakshayati. So by Lakshana Vritti we should understand that Trivit Kurvataha means Parameshwarasya. Trivit Karane Tasya Nirapavada Kartrutva Nirdeshat. Because as far as Trivit Karanam is concerned, as far as the threefold combination is concerned, that is without indubitably, without any question or doubt, the Kartrutvam or the doership is established on the part of Parameshwara. Padarthamuktva pratignya vakyam sphutayati. Sanyamurti kliptistu trivut karvatah. That's the pratignya vakyam. So Yaya Bhashyakara says, Ya iyam sanya klipti murtihi. No. Sanya kliptihi murti kliptischa Agnihi Adityah Chandramaha Vidyut iti Tatha Kushakasha Palashadishu Pashumruga Manusyadishu Cha Pratyakruti Prativyakti Cha Aneka Prakara Sakhalu Parameshwarasya eva tejo bandhanam nirmatuhu krutihi bhavitum arhati. Then sanya klupti. So sanya murti klupti is what? Sanya klupti murti kluptischa is sanya murti klupti. Yayam sanya klupti. The creation of Sangya, creation of designation or creation of name. Murti kluptihi, the creation of shape or creation of form. In what form? Agnihi, Aditya, Chandramaha, Vidyuditi. So these four examples are given there. Jadagne, Rohitam Rupam, etc. So fire, sun, moon, lightning. So this Sanya Klipti, this is a designation. This is sun, this is fire, this is sun, this is moon, this is lightning. The names are assigned, names are coined or assigned. Tatha Kushakasha Palashadishu. Kusha is a kind of a grass, Kasha is another kind of a grass, Palasha is a tree. So in all of this, Pashumruga Manusyadishu Cha. This is called Pashu, the animal. This is called Mruga, also an animal. Manushya, a human being. Cha. Pratyakriti, Prativyakti cha aneka prakara. Pratyakriti, for every akriti. Pratimurti, Prativyakti, for every individual. Aneka prakara. The designation of the name and the corresponding form is a variety of types. For everyone, there is a different name and there is a different form. Sakalu Trivut Kurvata, Sakalu Parameshwarasyeva. That belongs to that is on the part of Parameshwara. Trivut Kurvata means what? Tejo Bandhanam Nirmatuhu. The one that has created the Teja Abhanna, the three elements. Kruti bhavitum arhati. This is pratignya. That this creation is the part of Parameshwara who has brought about the threefold combination. So pratyakriti means pratijati. Means with every akriti or with every jati, with every birth, every species. Anena sthula sarva sarge Jivasya samarthyam dyotitam. By mentioning Agni, Aditya, Chandrama, Vidyut, Anena sthula sarva sarge. The Jiva can create a ghata and pada, all right, cannot create sun and moon. So Jiva asamarthyam dyotitam. Jiva is not capable of creating the sun and the moon, the fire, etc. तथा च पदान्वयस्य पदार्थ योग्यता अधीनत्वात् जीव रूपेण प्रविश्य अहमेव व्याकरणित अन्वयः पदान्वयस्य पदार्थ योग्यता अधीनत्वात्. The thing is that you can connect with the verb what is connectable. Anvaya, the prose order, should also have fitness. So Lakshmana sa Rama vanam gacchati. So Lakshmana nahi, there is Rama who is going. Or Ravanam hanti. The capability of killing Ravana is only the part of Rama. So Lakshmana can be Sahaya there, but the primary act is in the part of Rama. Similarly, Jiva may have some creation with reference to a pot and cloth, but with reference to creation of the mountains, etc., or sun and moon, they doesn't have capability. So even if you want to grammatically connect anena jivena vyakarvani, that connection is possible provided jiva is capable of vyakaranam. If jiva cannot bring the manifestation, then how you cannot connect also. So therefore, aham vyakarvani, aham should mean devata, who is sarvagnya, sarvashaktiman, and capable of creating this. So padanvayasya padartha yogyata adhinatvat. Anvaya, the connection also requires the yogyata, the fitness for that connection. Jiva rupena pravishya ahameva vyakaraniti anvaya. Therefore, entering his jivatma, devata says, I will bring to manifestation. That's how that vyakarvani should properly go with that devata and not with jiva, because jiva is not capable of vyakaranam, whereas devata is capable of vyakaranam. Therefore, for connection, the capability also, or fitness also should be seen. Natu jivena vyakarvani iti. So, pravishya ahameva vyakarvani. Having entered as jiva, I will bring the manifestation. Not that through jiva I will manifest. That's how. Okay, we'll continue tomorrow. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmedi Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.